back with another panel of thought leaders here, and what I'd love for you to do is go ahead and introduce who you are, what company you work with, and then one fun fact about yourself.
So my name is Brian Fernudo. I'm with New York Life. I'm a supervisor there, and one fun fact, I'm a fantasy football junkie.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Excuse me. My name's Eric Blomgren. I am a director of member services at LifeLock. We're based out of Tempe, Arizona. And fun fact about me, my wife and I have an extended four-legged family. So if I have any pet hair on me, it's because I've got 2 dogs and 4 cats.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie O'Flahaven. My company's called eWrite, and we help customer service agents learn to write good email, chat, and social media messages to customers. And my fun fact is my husband and I have the same birthday.
That's awesome. My wife and I are a day apart.
It's not the same.
That is not the same.
Close.
It's not as fun of a fact.
Thank you, Leslie.
It's a moderately fun fact.
My name is Jeff Levy. I'm the Vice President of Customer Care for Clearwire Corporation. And a fun fact is I'm a competitive cyclist.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
My name is Ian Hunter. I'm a principal architect in charge of emerging channels with USAN. And a fun fact about me is I learned my mad customer service skills cooking at Waffle House.
All right.
Covered, smothered, smeared, scattered.
That's right.
Right? Yeah.
Scattered, smothered, covered, all that good stuff.
I know the lingo. Right.
Yeah, it was a really interesting place to learn to interface with the public in potentially stressful or comical situations. To say
So
the
you know
least.
what? I'm going to use that as a catapult for my first question, and I am interested in hearing. What is the greatest customer service lesson maybe that one of you have learned in something outside of the contact center world that you've applied and you think has really helped you be successful at what you do?
I'd say, for me it's talking directly to the customers and talking directly to reps. If you really want to know what's going on, talking to the management of your vendor doesn't tell you. It's talking to those reps and talking to the customer directly and getting their feedback on what their experience is.
Awesome. Thank you.
I
Anybody
have
else?
kind of a random answer. 17 years ago, I was one of the 500 people who helped grade the advanced place English test for the college board, and we were locked in a ballroom in Princeton, New Jersey, and at tables of 10, we were calibrated relentlessly till we begged for mercy till we could all score the same question the same way, and that was a developmental lesson for me as a person who wants to document and measure the quality of written communication, and I learned a lot that the calibration can be done, that it's an organic process. It's like managing a garden. It gets weedy. It has to be brought back in, that written quality can be described. So it was a very, very disconnected life lesson that I've brought into my work with customer service agents.
That's awesome. Thank you. I also encourage, if you have questions that are itching and you really want to find out the answer from these people, I'm going to give you all that opportunity as well. Are there any questions right now that any of you would like to ask? Any of your hot topics? All right, so I have another one for you. We still have some time left here at ACE, and what are some things that you've heard about this week that have been really exciting or really innovative, or what are things that people are talking about here that we should probably be tuned into and paying attention to?
I guess I can say one thing, what I'm excited about this afternoon is Ann Tardy's session on mentoring, which is something that there's a lot of technical stuff going on, and I'm not a technical guy. I'm more of a people manager, and I like to get my hands dirty with the agents and employees, and so I'm interested in hearing a little bit more about the mentoring process and the coaching process and the agent side of things.
Awesome, thank you. What else?
I've seen some great new technologies, voice recognition systems that work in the IVR, voice recognition systems that work for quality management expansion, where we've implemented one called CallMiner. It's really helped us take our quality team and expand that force. So we don't replace people with it, but we can expand the work that we do with it, and I'm seeing systems like that around here that are quite interesting.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm hearing from people is they're struggling, they're getting customer feedback, but how do they best make it actionable? How do they take the things that they're hearing from their customers and put plans around it and build initiatives? What is your advice for people who have that question?
Well, what we've done at LifeLock is to implement a process for our line managers to make outbound calls on detractors from our survey process, and so really try and extend a personalized touch to the member to try and resolve the issue, try and understand the issue, but then at that point making sure that that information is shared with the appropriate department so that we can make every effort going forward to either minimize that complaint or that issue again from happening, but to maybe better our practices or simplify our procedures or processes.
Great, thank you.
One of the hardest things I think is just integrating all the systems that we have in place. So once you know what the customer experience is supposed to be, if you've mapped out what you're trying to accomplish, getting all your systems to talk together to accomplish what you want and have that be consistent across multiple channels is really hard. You have to have not a siloed approach. If you have one team working on a web interface and you've got another team working on your IVR, when it comes time to make a change, it just takes too long to roll that out. So you've got to have some kind of centralized control about how a particular process is rolled out. And it's actually something we do a lot at USAN, so I don't want to harp on that too much. But as a strategy, you've got to have one central place where those processes live that go out into the different channels as opposed to having siloed solutions.
Great, thank you, thank you. Take a moment, questions? Anyone have an idea or a thought or something they've thought of right now? Okay, I'm gonna go back to them. So talking about multi-channels, so right now my contact center is just handling phone and maybe we're doing some email, but we're really looking and considering out what would chat mean for us, what would social mean for us, what are some best practices, what are some thoughts on how do I identify the people that are going to be successful handling those types of customer actions? Are they my best phone agents? Who are they?
Reporting for duty. Your best agents who are ready to take on a new channel are agents that have durable customer service skills and versatility with all of the other technologies that they'll have to use. I'm really adamantly against the ageism that sometimes
So you categorize yourself as a people person, right? Your soft skills are up there. My question is, as far as I'm more of a numbers person. So what are your tips or tricks, or what would you tell a new supervisor as far as, say, coaching metrics or something like that, and how to put it in a way that doesn't sound so harsh?
Sure. So just to rephrase the question, if I'm giving tips to another supervisor that comes in and is dealing with metrics, how to coach an agent? Well, that's soft skills right there. I mean, understanding the metrics is obviously very, very important to be able to articulate why these certain set of metrics are important, how they impact their job, how they impact the company. I think that's what's most important. Luckily, it takes those soft skills to deliver the message properly and tactfully. Making sure you understand and have a good basis of knowledge as to, again, how those impact the business, how those impact their job, how they can help better themselves. Those are some of my best tips, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Well, I was just going to add that, and love that response, and I think that for me, you're really focusing on the behavior piece and driving the connection between the behavior to the outcome and making sure that there is linkage there. And so we've really shifted our incentive program to be more behavioral based rather than metric and objective based. So, but that presents us challenges too, because you need to make sure that you have everybody calibrated. You need to make sure that that there's some consistency in that kind of a format.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. So we have one last question, and I'd love to hear from each of you on this. If I am brand new to the contact center world, and you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be?
Be prepared to exercise. Everybody says there's so much food in a call center, right? So everybody puts on weight. That's everybody's excuse. I just worked here. I've put on weight since I started working here. So be ready to exercise because you're going to eat well. And at least in our call center, we eat real well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mine would be to embrace the attitude of gratitude and to really be appreciative of the fact, like I am, that in a call center it's a blessing that the phone rings and that you're not dialing it. And I think that in and of itself is something you need to appreciate.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's great.
I'll offer there's more than one way to do things right. I think working in a contact center, so many people and so many systems that you better be willing to acknowledge that your way is not the only way.
Awesome. Thank you.
In order to stay on top of what's going on, listen to a lot of phone calls that are coming into your call center.
Love it. Thank you.
Keep in mind what the customer's perspective is as you're designing processes or scripts or what have you. Always remember what the customer is going through and design them for their benefit and not just your own efficiency.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I would love to thank Leslie, Brian, Eric, Jeff, and Ian for spending a little bit of time with us this afternoon. We are going to let you all go, take about a 5-minute break to get our last group, and this will be our last thought leadership panel of ACE coming up in about 5 minutes. So thank you so much.